Hey guys, HannibalTheRising here with Starcraft 2 commentary. It's 1 versus 1, and it's Terran versus Terran. So this is my opponent, Insane Killer. He's playing as the Red Terrans, I'm playing as the Blue. And at the beginning I just said, good luck, have fun. I usually wish all my opponents that if I have the time to. Sometimes I just really like to focus on my micro and macro. Macro is when you're basically macro your buildings and stuff like that, and micro is micromanaging you. And he said U2, so it seems to be a friendly game, and that's usually nice. I don't like versing trash talkers, but it can be pretty pleasing if they talk trash and then you beat them, and then they got nothing to say, and that's pretty funny. So right now we're just building up to max our supply, and then we have to build a supply depot, and that's always what you have to build first, pretty much no matter what. I think you could build a gas first if you wanted, but that's not a very good idea, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm building my supply depot just before him, so that's how you know I'm just a little bit ahead of him, not by much, but just a little. Usually, right after I start the supply depot, when I get enough, I build a gas, because I want to get that gas as early as I can, so I can stack it up by the time I actually get, say you want a siege tank, or if you're going air, usually the higher quality units need gas and minerals. But the lower troops, like say a marine, just needs minerals. Minerals aren't too much of a problem to get, it's just the gas that I'm usually low on, which kind of sucks sometimes. So after I build my supply depot, then my first gas, then I usually build a barracks, and while the barracks is building, I'll get my second gas. You can see I'm already getting that. And I'll try and stack as many SCVs as I can before this build, and then I'll start building marines as soon as it's fully built. One cool thing though is right after you build the bunker, or sorry, the barracks, it allows you to build the bunker, and then I put 2 bunkers here, and then that'll give me a little bit of vision, and plus marines get extra range in the bunker too. So he's sending a scout right now. That's a pretty good idea, just to see what I'm building. What he will find is that I'm doing a double gas right now, and he actually doesn't have any gas yet. So he's just going around my base. He did a pretty good scam. It'd be unlikely for me to build a building back there until a little later on. So he's got a full view of my base, basically. So I don't know. I don't think he can tell exactly what I'm doing yet. But one thing I tried to do was kill his SUV. I thought he left it there, like idle. But he eventually moved it after I got my first strike on him. But he shouldn't know exactly what I'm doing because I only have 1 bunker. He might assume I'm teching because I'm not getting very many bunkers. I mean, he already has basically 2 bunkers built, and he's working on a 3rd bunker. And he's actually got the rally point set all the way just outside my base. So he's probably going to be going for a rush. I'm not too sure. We'll have to see. But there's my first bunker. It's about half built right now. Too bad I don't get chrono boost like Protoss, so that'd be pretty sweet. Well, that would probably give the Terran an edge over Xurian Protoss if Terran had the ability to do that too. I'm getting my orbital command center, and he doesn't have his quite yet. But I just started to build one. It costs about 150 minerals, which isn't too bad, because it gives you some sweet perks and some sweet things you can do. I'll talk about that in a second. So I've almost got a bunker full up so far. I also had to build a supply depot because I'm full up on room right now. But right after that, I should build my second bunker to block it off. But you can see he's already starting to get a bunch of marines outside my base for a rush, and that's not good for me. But my plan is to tech up fast. See, I'll show the unit production spending. You can see I have actually it says he has a lot more technology than me. But when I build my starport and armory, then my tech will go a lot ahead of him. Our economy is the same, but he does have a bigger army than me right now. So in a way, he's kind of winning because we're tied for economy, He's winning. Actually, no, I'm winning in technology. My bad. But he does have a bigger army than me, which isn't good. Income, we're both. I'm making about 700. He's making about 900 minerals per minute, and that's not good. He does have about 3 more SCVs than me, but we both have 1 mule because we both now have our orbital command center. And you can see he tried to rush with like 5 marines, but I didn't even need 2 bunkers for that rush. I really only needed 1. And the second one's just building right now as extra defense. So my factory's almost done. He hasn't started on a factory yet. He's just now getting his second gas. And he doesn't even have a second worker on his other gas. It looks like he's preparing for another rush. I'm not sure if he'll want to rush because he should know I have 2 bunkers. And my 8 marines against 4, or I'm sorry, 5 of his, in bunkers, there's no way he would stand a chance. Plus my bunkers are just about full. I'm keeping these marines constantly pumping. I put a few more there so I don't have to worry about clicking on it to get marines for a little while. Also, the orbital command center, what it allows you to do is call down a mule to gather extra resources for you. Oh, also he scanned my base, but he didn't really find anything interesting. He scanned the 2 bunkers which he already knew existed. He found a few supply depots, which is common. Obviously I'm going to build supply depots. He didn't see my factory, he didn't see my starport, and he didn't even see my barracks, but he already knew it was there anyway. So, yeah, basically that's the mule. Extra supplies, it puts a cap on your supply thing, and it basically just gives you more supplies, so it delays you having to build another supply center immediately. And you can do a radar scanner sweep, which he just did. I didn't really want to use it yet, because I was really trying to stack my minerals as fast as I could. He's finally getting his factory, so I guess that's good for him though, that he's finally getting a factory. But he didn't even block off his base actually. So if I had some marines running in there, I could have taken a lot of things out right now. He's just got like 5 marines here. His 5 marines to my 9 marines. But he does have a much better economy. He's got like 10 more SCVs than me, gathering resources. And he's now got a Marauder because he's teching up a little bit on the barrack. And I finally got 2 starports. Researching cloaking, which costs 200 gas and 200 minerals, which is kind of expensive gas-wise, but that's not too bad, I guess. Banshees are 100 gas, yep, and 150 minerals. Kind of expensive gas-wise when you're on one base. Because when you're on one base, you don't really get very much gas. You'd have to go to a 2 base to get decent gas. And that kind of sucks. So I finally got my second base up, or my starport. So I've got 2 Banshees on the way. One's almost done. And let's see, I have 7. He's still got 10 more SCVs than me, which is really bad. But I actually have more Marines than him, but his 2 Marauders would make up for those. I actually have a pretty small army though, because I'm playing defensive, and my bunkers give me that extra edge, the defensive edge. But he actually made an expansion, and that's actually almost built. And that'll give him a huge economy edge. He's already got 10 more SCVs than me. He put a lot more focus on the SCVs. But I do have a Banshee out though, so if he attacked me right now, I would probably win just because of the bunkers, extra marines. And I could cloak my Banshee because I've researched it already. It's not even there anymore, because I already researched it. I was going to build an engineer's bay, mostly just so I could build missile turrets in case he went air. Because at this point, I didn't scout his base or scan it or anything. So I really had no idea what he was doing. He's actually researching siege for his tanks right now. And I'm not sure what he would plan to do with those siege tanks, if it's either attacking or what he's going to do with those. He's actually got 1 tank out right now. And he's calling a mule down. He's starting to get more SCVs on his second base. He's actually got 31 SCVs to my 18. So that's really, really bad for me. And he's even got 500 minerals right now. I actually have almost about 500 minerals too, which is good. But you can see I'm keeping those banshees constantly pumping as much as I can. I have a lot of minerals, it's just I can't get banshees because I'm so low on gas. You can see I have 90 and it takes 100 right now. But that's okay though. So I don't know, I guess I stopped building SCVs at this point, which isn't a good idea. You want to keep those SCVs constantly pumping, and I even have 500 minerals, so I have the money to do it. But what I decided to do was go for an expansion. You can see I'm sending an SCV to this base to build an expansion. And you can see he's just building up his army. He's already got 6 marauders. He's actually got a starport up now. And he's building a reactor, and he's got 2 medevacs on the way. So that's really not good. He might be planning on doing a drop attack behind my base, and I don't have any missile turrets. And I actually didn't plan on building missile turrets for a while. That's just a safety in case. Just having that engineer's bail. But one good thing is I started on my expansion. I set the rally point to the minerals, so when I start building SCVs, they'll start going and gathering the rocks automatically. I have 18 marines. It has 1 siege tank, 6 marauders, and 9 marines. But if it was a head-on fight, like no bunkers, he would probably win. Especially since he has siege actually researched by now. But one thing, I'm still trying to keep those banshees constantly pumping. I try and get at least 5 to like 8 banshees. That way when you go behind his base, you can one-shot all the SCVs automatically. So you can see I'm going right to his base right now. But if he would have kept something at the center, and got a watchtower, he would have spotted that, and he would have saw me coming. I'm also going for a second expansion. In a second I'll probably do it. I was a little bit busy with the Banshee though. That's one thing that sucks. When you're microing one side of the field, you can't micro the other. You have to switch back and forth as much as you can. I finally got it done. And here we go. So here's the Banshee attack on his base. Luckily he got the orbital command right when I attacked, so he couldn't lift off. He could have cancelled it and lifted off, and that would have helped him, but he chose not to. So I cloaked my Banshees when I saw his army because I didn't know what he had. But luckily for me, he had very few marines, and really, there's nothing he can do but watch. He could have scanned, but he got so few marines, they couldn't have done anything about it, and his siege tanks and marauders can't attack air. So that's lucky for me. So he's got like 1 marine shooting at me right now, but I'm going straight to his second base. He did actually build a turret behind his base. That was smart of him to do, but he didn't build enough. I didn't see the missile turret for a second, but I focus fired on it, and I destroyed it really fast. So he loaded up his medevac. Oh no, now he's unloading it, which is kind of a dumb idea because that's just giving me free units to kill. So I just destroyed a whole bunch of units that he's unloaded. He's not even scanning, so to give his marines the ability to shoot. But even if he did, that wouldn't really do anything for him. Well watch, this is really cool. You can see the base's health. Look how fast those SCVs can repair it when you get a whole bunch of them on the base. They're repairing it so fast, all of my missiles couldn't get it down more than they were repairing it. And after I realized that, after a while, I actually started targeting the SCVs and killing them. It's just I was a little busy because I'm trying to set up my other expansion. But you can see I'm killing the other SCVs now. And now the base is completely open to kill. Because there's nothing to heal it. And yeah, it's basically just free easy. So he lifted it off, which was a smart idea because Banshees can't attack air. And basically I figured, why not destroy his supply depots? That way he can't build any more units. And I was even considering maybe pulling all my marines out and attacking from the ground. But I didn't really see the need because my Banshees were doing such a good job. You can see he decided, hey, if he's going to destroy my base, why not lift off and go destroy his base? Which is a good idea. Plus, I didn't even notice his medevac take off anyway. But basically, you can see I'm really destroying the supply depots. Like quite a few. I think I destroyed like 6 there. And now I'm focused firing his factory so he can't get siege tanks, which is really good. I'm pretty sure that's the whole factory too. Okay, I'm starting on this base, and this base I'm getting gas. I really need gas too, pretty badly. I actually kind of left him there for a second because I was focusing on gathering SCV. So here's his medevac drone. I have my marines ready to take it on. But the only problem is he drops marauders, and they can't attack air. Same with siege tanks. And I already had some banshees there because I'm keeping those banshees constantly covered. And basically, they just tore up those marauders. My marines probably could have done that alone, but I don't know. I guess I just decided to send the banshees in to kill anyway. So good game to my opponent. That was pretty fun. I love doing banshee rushes because oftentimes they don't expect it, and that's what I love about Terran. So I'll see you next time, guys.